So we now know that living organisms have supporting tissues that serve several functions. And we've also figured out that the supporting systems in animals are called skeletons. But what are skeletons? Let's do a definition. Skeletons are framework that provide animals support, shape, protect their internal organs, and enable them to move about. But what are skeletons made of? Skeletons are made of three main material forms. Let's talk about the three forms. The first is chitin. Chitin is a carbohydrate from glucose. Chitin is tough, it does not break easily. It's also light and flexible and can be stretched like a rubber band. Chitin is found in the skeletons of arthropods. Arthropods are organisms like insects and spiders, millipedes and centipedes, crayfish, shrimp, and prawns. And chitin can be made stronger by proteins and minerals. Let's move on. The other material form is something that you're probably familiar with: bones. Bones form many animal skeletons and provide support and characteristic animal forms and shapes. Bones are tissues made up of some cells such as osteoblasts and osteocytes, and proteins such as collagen, and inorganic minerals such as calcium phosphate and calcium carbonate. Now, these inorganic minerals make up over half the mass of a bone, making it very strong. And this is why you should regularly take foods and drinks that are rich in calcium, and also get your vitamin D so that you can have strong, well-developed bones. Bones come in different shapes and sizes, depending on their position within a skeleton. And there are even blood vessels that supply them nutrients. So bones are alive, they are very much alive. Let's take a look at a long bone. It's made up of two heads with a shaft connecting them. These heads are spongy and have honeycomb structures, while the shaft is compact and solid and filled with yellow bone marrow. The other material form we should talk about is cartilage. What is cartilage? A cartilage is an elastic tissue consisting of cells called chondroblasts and chondrocytes, as well as carbohydrates and proteins. Like chitin, cartilages are tough and flexible, and they serve to reduce friction between bones as they move. Cartilages could be elastic, where the cells are closer together, like those found in your earlobes. Or they could be hyaline, where the cells are less close and they are found in your nose or your trachea. And they can even be fibrous, with their cells far apart, like those found in between the bones of animal spines. Some animals, like sharks and even rays, they have their entire skeletons made up of cartilage. Sometimes bones are formed from cartilages due to the addition of minerals such as calcium phosphate and calcium carbonate. But unlike bones, cartilages do not have blood vessels, and they are nourished via diffusion. Cool? Okay, so let's move on. But before that, let's recap. In this lesson, you've learned what skeletons are, and that chitin, bones, and cartilages are the material forms of skeletons. Now, moving on, in the next lesson, we'll be discussing the different types of skeletons, and I'll see you then.